Hello friends, quick one, a quick video. So I think there was a lot of questions on how did we plan for the gap down and how did we come at the levels that we did and then what kind of trade and what was the execution plan and things like that. So I'll try to just quickly discuss my thought process into this trade and into the scenario. And I know it's how we could have played it and how we played it essentially. Okay. So first of all, I think we closed at 670, 700 levels, and then we discussed about 250 being a support. Why did we arrive at 250? If you see, your market has spent some time here in the lower levels. Okay, so I was looking at SGX. SGX was showing a opening around 250, 300. So then I was interested to see what was happening around that price point in the past. So this was a consolidation zone that markets had traded on, if you see in the past, and so we wanted to see what is the value and volume profile around this zone. So what I did is typically we'll do a typical volume profile around this zone and look at the edges of the profile. So again, roughly about the value area low is 250, 260, and then there was couple of lows here. So we marked the 250 zones. I think the basis the couple of lows here and the value areas lows at this zone. Okay, roughly about I think 242 or 250 is what I had marked. Okay, I think 242 was the mark that I had on the chart. So this was the level that I had marked, and that is where also if you see, this large trading that has happened from this to this. This is a clear value zone that the market has formed. So we have rejected the top of this value zone when we rotated back here, and now we tested this value zone today. So I was also hoping that this value zone will not, break in one go. It will probably, show some respect, and if it doesn't, then we have a deeper play downside. So I was very clear that this edge of the value zone should look to hold. Okay, so basis that we identify that 250 as a potential support, and again because this was, if you see previous lows, this was previous pullbacks lows, and I was anticipating 450, 475, 450, 500 as a potential resistance on the upside as well. Okay, so upside also I think we failed to cross our 450s, and the downside I think 250 worked. Now the point is coming to execution of it. Execution, as I said, I always use order flow for my execution precision. So if you look at the candles around the opening, there was two clear signs. Okay, I'll quickly zoom it for you. Maybe we can just increase the settings so that we can see it better. Okay, so if you see, there was immense selling at about minus 230, minus 240 delta, and of which a majority of it, about 100K delta, came at just this level, right? Just this level. Okay, so that clearly showed that either there was there were people who are eager to short the market, hoping that there is more panic there in the market. Number one. Number two, people who were in long and were just wanting to close the position and take the hit essentially. Okay, so we had a lot of sell here, the VPOC being here 206K here, and then 66K, 59K, 47K. So a lot of key selling levels that happened. Okay, but then the candle closed red, and it was a sort of an indecisive candle where there was buying at the top which failed, and then there was selling at the bottom which failed as well. Okay, then if you see the subsequent candle, we again had a lot of selling here, but if you see 27K, 28K, 47K, 48K, but because one is this is a planned support that I was looking to hold, so my analysis here is that if we hold this support, fine, we pull back. If we don't, we go back. But then if you see, the magnitude of buying at this level increased compared to what we had here. So instead of the selling decreased and the magnitude of buying at this level increased, we have 81K, 52K. Okay? So that gives you a sign that there are potential buyers in play here. Okay, so this is where you start building up positions. Once these candle highs take on, you further build up positions. The second area you will build a position is once this VPOC of this candle is taken out, you would further add positions above these levels, and then look to trade on the upside for the trade levels that we discussed about. Where was it? About the edge of these previous lows, 380, 390s, I think we discussed as a potential level, and we did make that trade. Okay, now also because we're covering this, I also probably speak about what is the next anticipation. If you see, we after we sort of did this pullback, there was not much of follow through on this side, and there was also unable to break on the downside as well. So market clearly were indecisive at this level in terms of what to do next. I mean, there was not much buyer interest, not much seller interest below this level. So we have this clear distinct volume zone here for today. Tomorrow what I'm interested is to see if we hold on which side of this zone. Okay, between this zone it's a narrow range, 350 400. I don't want to take a trade, I'll probably skip. But before, above this zone is where I'm interested, or below this zone is where I'm interested. So if you're able to sort of hold above this zone, we look for to push higher. We look to test these previous gap lows of 500, and eventually 550, and probably even higher levels. Probably the edge of this profile is 550 odd, probably 550 areas. Okay, but at the same time, if you're not able to hold it, I would expect get back to the sort of this VPOC 300, and of course this low, and eventually this time around we may not be able to hold this low. We would look for a test lower to 150 levels. Okay, so this is my plan for tomorrow, mostly 350, 400. Okay, I do not know how Dow will play out, how S&P will play out, but generally assuming a flattish opening, 350, 400 is my level for bias. Above that, I'll look for a push to 500, 550. Below that, I'll look for a push back to yesterday's low, which is today's low, basically 250, and then 150 levels. Okay, guys, I just wanted to sort of relay my process, my thought process into this trade. Hope you love it. Thank you so much.